Hi.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Yeah.
David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Understanding you only look one game at a time, but this ends a stretch of 3 games in 12 days. Can you talk about how you responded after losing that first game today and just how you come back and finish this off here?
Well, I mean, obviously 3 different opportunities. The first one, losing in overtime, and then, probably playing our best game of the year last week or 4 days ago. And just really, getting ready for this game was a challenge. And I'm obviously New York was, just, from what it sounds like, obviously a number of guys that left home, but we had a half a dozen or so guys that were fighting through an illness, and and it's important for us to get healthy over the weekend and really all the way up till Wednesday. So. So we'll look at some Zoom calls and things like that for next week, because it's a flu and cold season, and we were hit pretty good the last couple of days. So just obviously proud of the team for getting it done today. Division game, a lot of back and forth, and I know we're going to get into it, but to win a game when you have 2-1 penalties of your opponent, that's obviously not where you want to be, but I think it speaks to our ability or our capability as a team. So the penalties, particularly you had the holdings, both on both sides of the ball, and you just go back through it. I thought, the halftime was good as far as the adjustments. I like the way we came out of halftime, but it's the self-inflicted wounds we need to minimize, and you obviously want to eliminate them, but we first thing we got to do is cut it in half. I mean, we played the Giants twice, and I think we had 11 penalties the first game, 13 today. I mean, that's just so we'll take a hard look at it as a staff, but excellent division win, game we had to have, and I love the fight of the team, and really tried to break their method. And one of the things I'm talking about is controlling the ball was a big focus for us today, and I thought Kellen did a really good job staying patient. I thought Dan stayed aggressive, so a lot of good things, but just the self-inflicted wounds we gotta improve and learn from today's mistakes.
Jim.
Tim Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. Happy Thanksgiving also.
Thank you.
Did you put 4 tight ends on the goal line just so they could play whack-a-mole in the after the touchdown? Is that by design? And more seriously, you have a lot of success with 3 tight end sets, and nobody else really does that. Can you talk about that?
I love the multiple tight end sets because it gives you the ability to play 2 back, 1 back, or no backs, offense, and that's really how I look at offense. And just the wrinkles that we're able to do off of that too. Obviously the jet sweep to Henny there was a good play, especially after they packed it in on us on the early 4th down on the 93 ISO. So it gives you flexibility. If you go back to earlier in the season, we were playing with 21 players on offense, and we only had 3 tight ends up. So really getting Sean McKeon up every week has been huge for us because we can alternate those guys. And as you know, the body type for special teams, that's what you're looking for. You can't have enough 6'4", 250-pound men on your football team because it creates favorable matchups in special teams too. So I'm a big fan of the tight end position because frankly, next to the quarterback, it's the most demanding position as far as job responsibility. If is their involvement in the run, the protection, and the pass. So it's been very usful for us this past month.
One more tight end question. Did you have a good view of Ferguson jumping over the safety?
I was just teasing him in the locker room because I had a great view of it. And I said the only reason why I didn't try to jump over the first guy, he was so damn tired, or the second guy was so damn tired from jumping over the first guy. So, but no, it's. Yeah, you get away with that once or twice, but so he needs to drop his pads more. So.
Mike, you mentioned in your opening answer just about the halftime adjustments. You had a little extra time because of the halftime show today. Can you talk about some of the adjustments, and some of it was it guys fighting through the illness, and that little extra time helped at all?
Yeah, I thought the rotation was really good. I mean, and I can go back to what I just said in the earlier comment was the ability to. We knew they were going through challenges too with their, with their numbers and their players, coming into it. So, time of possession was a real focal point, and they've been very, very good in that area. I mean, you look at their production throughout the season. They've done an excellent job of holding the ball and controlling the clock and and winning tight games in the fourth quarter. So we're comfortable, slugging it out to the fourth quarter, and you have to be if you're going to play that kind of game. But we just felt time of possession was key, was going to be a key characteristic to this victory today.
Elwin Henderson, Gilmer Mirror, and Coach, first off, happy Thanksgiving and congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
Your thoughts on Dalton Schultz's performance today as well as C.D. Lamb's? Fantastic job by both those guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously with the attention we're getting in the run game, we know we're going to have some opportunities to have one-on-ones, and CD made some huge plays, down the field, people all over him. So I just think it shows his athletic play. I thought it was a tremendous effort on the no catch that we challenged for a possible touchdown, because I didn't have a clean view of it just based off the information. So I really wasn't sure if he did get the heel down or not, but I did know that he had the front part of his foot in based on what we saw up top. So, and Dalton is just, and he's just such a steady, consistent. You can see the connection between him and Dak. So, both those guys had nice games today.
Anybody else? David?
Mike, how did you have to, with so many guys, especially in the defensive line, how big of an alteration did you have with your rotation and what you were doing on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, we're just trying to roll those guys and keep them fresh. Because we had a couple decisions that we went up to the 90s. So until every player arrived here, and they did a great job of getting here a little extra early today. So just to make sure the medical staff and they'd had a chance for potential IVs and all those things. So, but yeah, the rotation. Going back to the time of possession, with the offense, controlling the ball in the run game, I think it definitely really helped us in our rotation, particularly on the defensive line.
Dak in the second half too, like I said, much crisper it seemed in the second half than in the first.
Yeah, I mean, we had some opportunities there early. I mean, if you look at that, that first series, you had to, had two big play opportunities, that we didn't hit, and the thing I always talk about, to the team is, big play opportunities. If you're looking at every game just based off the, the variables that we look at as far as what determines a big play, there's usually right around 30 opportunities for big plays in a game. And right at halftime, they were 8 and we were 7, so we were -1 in that area. So I mean, you give them credit that had the big long ball catch there. It was a hell of a play. So it was good coverage. And that's the NFL. So I just think our ability to run the football and just stay focused, keep taking our shots, and in all three phases, we felt confident that we were going to come out on the right end of this thing. So, and I think our players really do a great job of staying present, staying in the moment, just really focusing on. I mean, we talked a lot about focus and discipline because it's a division game. It was chippy up here in the Monday night game last time we played these guys, and it obviously was there at the end. So, but yeah, really thrilled with the victory. So proud of the team and everything. But we have clear view of the things we need to work on. That's definitely, as we know, the penalties.
Mike, of course, talked about the illnesses early. How big is this now to have 10 days before you have to play again?
It's super big, and it's really was the message after the game was just we got to make sure you take care of yourselves, your families, and get your environment. We need to learn from this pandemic. So that's why we'll look at some Zoom opportunities for next week because we need to tackle this challenge, and it's going to be a challenge obviously here next couple of weeks.
Yeah. And just on being 8-3, you know who you're chasing, but how do you feel about where you are after Thanksgiving with that record?
Well, I feel real good where we are. I think one thing you do know in this league, there's so much football that's left, and I think when David's earlier question about Green Bay, Minnesota, and then here, I mean it's the disappointment of not winning. It definitely is gut wrenching, but you do know that in 1 week's time or 7 days or 11 days, things can flip pretty quickly. So there's a lot of football to be played, and the nice part about where we are is we control our own destiny. So I think so I really don't count numbers, and I know you guys laughed at me when I first said it, but until you get to 11 wins, it's great reading paper for We don't get the paper anymore, but it's good.
Talking about it.
Oh, he's on the internet. So, yeah, I used to deliver papers. I have great respect for your industry. Pittsburgh Press.
Pay for it on the internet?
Say it
Do
again?
you have a digital subscription?
No, I don't. It's the benefits of working for the Dallas Cowboys. So.
All right, that'll wrap it up.
All right, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving once again. Enjoy the weekend.